Hello and welcome. Well, if there was ever a time in history for us to be more conscientious and mindful of our purchasing decisions, what brands we loyally support, and the reasons why we choose to morally support them, it's most definitely right now. Now, as consumers, every one of our purchases is a silent vote advocating and backing and approving of a brand's ethos, their manufacturing processes, and supply chain. So even if this isn't a practice or something that we've done before, there's always a first for everything. So today, I am so thrilled to pull back the curtain on an extraordinary Australian brand who have habitually operated with integrity and sustainability in mind, not just for our environment, but also for our children. They are a true pioneer and one to be congratulated. I'm really excited to introduce you to and to be speaking with a founder of a household brand name and undoubtedly a brand you would have heard before, of course. We welcome Purebaby founder Mirabais Winford. Thank you so much for joining us, Mirabai. How are you doing?
Hi Rachel, how are you? I'm so excited to be here today and share some of my knowledge with you.
Yeah, I'm really honoured for your time, and also just to be speaking to someone who is a true pioneer in this space and has led the way. And this is something that, as I was just saying in the introduction, it's really great for families to understand that this is not just, a trend that the business is following. You know, for the last 18 years, I understand that Purebaby has raised awareness and expectation for products in the wider marketplace. And you've also, you've led by example in your industry sector and influenced other brands to look at their supply chain and ensure that they adopt sustainable practices. And as the first organic baby wear brand here in Australia, you've pioneered from a very early stage. So you've dressed so many babies in time, which I guess has created awareness for the choices that parents can make, and of course when they're nesting their children. But from what I understand, Purebaby is so much more than just a leading organic cotton baby, toddler and kids clothes brand. There is true purpose and integrity behind everything that you do. So can you just tell us a little bit about this inspiration?
Yes, you're right. I mean, 20 years ago when I had my first child, there was absolutely nothing like this available in the market. So we were somewhat pioneering in the idea to actually create a range that was made fully out of organic cotton. So back then it was a very new thing, and you'll see now in the marketplace that a lot of companies have adopted things that were actually really commercially available over in Europe. Now companies are actually just adopting those practices as a normal way of life and a normal way of doing business. So back then, 20 years ago, when I found myself pregnant with my first child, I found it really challenging to find suitable clothing for her. I knew that it was really important to dress her in natural fibres. So I started looking at organic cotton. I looked at cotton and I thought, well, there's a lot of chemicals in cotton. What can I put next to her skin that's not only safe, but durable and also really beautifully designed? So I didn't want my customers back then to actually have to choose between products that were organic but maybe inferior from a design point of view. And I really wanted to create a range that was accessible, that really fit the needs of someone like myself who was looking for a natural alternative, and someone who really cared about what they were putting on their child's skin. So I thought, well, I'm having this precious child that I want to be comfortable in, and I didn't want to put polyester on her. I didn't want to put fabrics that were uncomfortable. So I decided that I would actually create my own range, and sort of 18 years ago started Purebaby. And I really thought back then there must be parents like me that are also searching for something that isn't available in the Australian market.
And I understand that your vision for Purebaby has always been to develop a beautiful baby wear brand that doesn't compromise on the environment. So I'd love to know on this, where does your passion for environmental sustainability originate from?
Was really born out of that desire to create something for my own child, but I was also brought up in an environment where we were eating organic food. My family were quite, I think, ahead of the times, and back then it was far more alternative, so it was difficult to kind of maintain that sort of lifestyle. So when I actually found myself pregnant, I thought, well, I'm eating organic food, I'm trying to find these beautiful natural fibres that I know are going to be better for my own child, but I couldn't find them. I couldn't find things in the marketplace that were really kind of things that I knew to be and had grown up with and thought were the best sorts of things to choose. So for me, it was very natural, but for the rest of the market, I think, and going out into the stores, I found that they weren't available. So that passion for the environment had always been there, and bringing it into a commercial sort of environment where I was able to create products that were manufactured in a sustainable way, and that gave people and customers the choice to actually, choose something that that didn't actually hurt the environment when they wanted to put clothing on their child. So that passion and everything really originated from my initial upbringing and the thoughts that I had back then. And we have the difference, I guess, with our business is that we've been doing that right from the start.
From the very start. I mean, 18 years ago is a long time ago. And when you think about now, looking at how many businesses and now sort of, doing the same thing, but to think about the sense of pioneering and originating from that source almost 20 years ago is really incredible. But I'd love to know, like, why do you think environmental sustainability is so important? Like, what are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, with environmental sustainability and that, I actually think that what we do now will obviously affect future generations. So for me, it was really important to be able to create products that people can actually choose and make wise decisions when they're selecting all of the clothing for their child. And as many of your listeners might know, if they've had their baby already, it's an incredible amount of clothing that you initially have to purchase to get ready for the birth of your little one. So as you're preparing, you wonder, for a first-time parent, why do you have to have so many grow suits, so many wraps, so many booties, so many mittens? So it's an incredibly new sort of journey for parents, and as they're choosing which sorts of things to actually purchase, it can be really overwhelming. And I think, to actually support products that are manufactured with integrity and awareness of the environment is really important in this day and age.
Yeah.
And also those sorts of things, if you invest in when you're making your purchasing decisions, preparing for the birth of your little one, those sort of things can be lifelong decisions, like purchasing clothing that's made with awareness. So by purchasing those clothes and purchasing quality and durable natural alternatives, you can actually get a lot more use out of your clothes. You can pass it on to other children, friends and family, and you can also...
I've known that with so many family and friends, and that have passed on their Purebaby clothing purely just for that reason. So it's nice to be able to relay that back to the founder of the business, that is something that I've personally experienced and known of as well.
Yeah, it's a very common thing that we hear from our customers when we survey them, is that they actually found out about Purebaby from being actually given a Purebaby item of clothing from a friend or a family. So it's really important that the things that you buy will last.
And in saying that, then the quality of the cotton is obviously something that is, I mean, is incredibly important. But why is organic cotton so important, do you think?
Well, there is organic cotton, and then there's GOTS certified organic cotton.
Okay, so what's the difference?
So the difference is GOTS is a global organic textile standard. So that actually covers the entire supply chain. So right from when the cotton is grown in the field to being hand picked by the farmer, to how much the farmer's paid for the cotton, right through to when the cotton is made up, to the dyes that are used, to how much someone is paid to make the clothes that you're wearing, right through to being in your home with your child and being on the body of your child. So it's really important that not only are we just choosing to, if it's possible, to try and buy organic products, we're actually encouraging consumers to look at the accreditations and the standards and the logos that are on either their food or their clothing. So it's quite important to look for that that standard, which is the Global Organic Textile Standard.
Mm-hmm.
So that just covers the entire supply chain. So it's putting the onus on the consumer to be able to make decisions when they're choosing certain products over other products.
Mm.
And it means that that product not only isn't grown with chemicals, it actually is not treated with chemicals during the dyeing process,
Mm-hmm.
and then during the knitting process, and then when it's made, and then it's fantastic. It's much safer for your baby to be wearing organic cotton that's certified by GOTS.
And as you said earlier, you know, what we do now will affect future generations. So would you say that, you know, my question is really, how can parents start to make better purchasing choices that will positively affect the environment? Where do they start? Is it just the fact that they do need to take the time and do that research and understand that process and look for that GOT certification on clothing, as an example, and the same thing with organic food as well? You know, there's certain labels and symbols to be able to look for. Is that what it is, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's really important to know where your products that you're purchasing are coming from.
Yeah.
I think nowadays it obviously has originated a little bit from how people started asking questions about where their food was coming from, where it was being made, who was making it. The same applies to your clothing. So where is it coming from? How is it being produced?
Yep.
How much, you know, is that maker being paid for that garment? And, you know, really caring about these sort of things really fosters quite a healthy sort of attitude to everything we do. So I think what's really wonderful about, I guess, the Purebaby business and what I created is that right from the start, we're obviously buying the right materials that have been accredited, and right through the supply chain, and then providing a fantastic entire solution to a parent's, you know, wardrobe needs and toys as well that we do. And
So much more than just the clothes, isn't it, really?
yeah, that's right. So we're providing an entire sort of community of help and support as well, which is fantastic. But when you actually buy organic, and when you buy GOTS organic clothing, it actually covers every part of the supply chain. So that's why I believe that when customers are making those sort of decisions, it's quite important to know
And understand
what
it.
the business is doing. If are they giving back? You know, that actually gives you a lot of kind of comfort, I think,
Definitely.
in how you decide to you know, dress yourself or dress your baby, or what you decide to eat. Now, what's really great about our particular program too is that when you actually buy something we actually have a pre-loved clothing program. So after the customer has actually used the products, they can bring it back to one of our stores, and we will actually then donate that to some of the charities that we work with,
Oh,
like
that's
Single
wonderful.
Mum and the Dandelion Foundation and Baby Give Back. So we actually recycle. We give the customer a small discount on the next purchase.
Yes.
And then we actually recycle those clothes. So we're covering the full cycle.
Oh, you're just wonderful. That is really wonderful. And I actually
Recycling's
didn't.
very important too.
Yeah.
So,
And I didn't actually know that Purebaby did
creating.
that. So thank you for sharing that. And talking about environmental sustainability overall, I mean, 2020 has been the year that we're never, ever going to forget. I just would like to ask, do you think the events, such as the bushfires in early 2020 have supported the need for greater action just towards climate change and just the importance of environmental sustainability overall? What are your thoughts?
Absolutely. I mean, global awareness about the need to protect the environment has increased dramatically since the bushfires. And I think people's awareness all over the world has increased, and that has made it even more important for people to think about what they're doing and think about the sort of brands or businesses that they're supporting, and
Yeah,
making sure that
100%.
those brands are actually, aware of their footprint.
Mm.
So
And do you think that these events have helped, I guess, change Australians' attitude in embracing just new behaviours, and that we are slowly becoming more environmentally conscious through the food and clothing that we're sort of buying or not? Although that we're saying that it's important, but do you think that we are starting to make those decisions now, or not enough maybe? I don't know.
Oh, definitely. I think Australians are adapting and changing their attitude towards their buying behaviour. I think that the whole world is, and so is Australia. And they're now looking for more sustainable choices in products and in businesses and everything. So I think this is just, the bushfires has only um, kind of accelerated what was already
In practice and
happening.
happening.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
already people's awareness about the climate and everything was really brought to the fore when we had the bushfires in Australia
at the start
at
of
the
the year.
start of the year.
Yeah,
So I think that it has, in a way, even though it was very devastating, and it will be something that continues to happen if we don't protect our environment, I think that it's done some really good things in that it's raised awareness all over the world. So back in January, I actually wasn't in Australia, I was overseas, and the amount of people that I spoke to all over the world in different countries were so concerned about what was happening in Australia and
yeah.
our koalas and everything that was happening. And it really did sort of put a light onto the sorts of devastating things that will happen if we don't protect our environment.
Yeah. And getting back to what we were saying at the start of the chat also about parents and just consumers understanding about the ethos of a business. I mean, what are your thoughts on how consumers consciously or subconsciously choose and have the loyalty towards their favorite brands and who they want to support? I mean, is it important, do you think, for parents to really understand the vision and mission and ethos of a brand and why the brand exists? Do you think that that's actually important?
Most definitely. I think making conscious decisions about where your products come from
Yeah.
is really important now for people. I think that they want to know what that business or what that brand stands for, what the products are made from, how they can be helpful in other areas. So obviously there's so many cases of businesses that are doing so well that have a social conscience and a fantastic sustainability aspect to them. So
Mm-hmm.
what's really great about our business is we've always done that. So we haven't had to adapt. We've just expanded into different product categories and the educational arm to our business, helping parents. We've always made those decisions. But I do think that just on a sort of being more conscious about your purchasing and the sorts of businesses that you support is something that is happening now and will happen into the future. It's not a trend. It's something that people will not just take for granted that a company is doing something. They will want to know almost by default that that they're not doing the wrong thing.
And what are the other things that parents can look for in a brand that I guess are an extension of their core products? I mean, I understand that Purebaby offer educational services and nesting workshops. Can you tell us a little bit about this?
Yes, we have some fantastic nesting workshops that we were running in the stores. Obviously, prior to the COVID. Situation, that's limited our ability to deliver these workshops at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But what we do is in the workshops, we now offer new parents and also grandparents and extended family members come along just to update their skills, which is really lovely. So we offer workshops that are to do with really providing that support to new parents who I guess are trying to work out, what do I bring to the birth of my child? Why do I need all of this hospital list that I'm given? How to swaddle. So we actually teach some of the parents how to swaddle their little one, which is really fun in the workshop. We also cover bath time and how to set up a nursery. So it's a really valuable resource that we offer. During COVID, of course, we have taken all of these nesting workshops to our webinars. So we now hold the same workshops online. And this has just provided us a wonderful opportunity to offer that education and help and support to parents from the comfort of their home. And what's been fantastic from a business point of view is actually seeing how our nesting workshops that we held in store have been able to be scaled. And so we'll get up to 100
even more. Yes.
Yeah, so we'll get up to 100 participants coming along, and many of those guests are actually in their later stages of pregnancy. So it really suits them to be able to access this information online from the comfort of their home. We've even, I guess, been so successful with those educational workshops for parents that hospitals like the Epworth in
That's
Melbourne.
Incredible. Congratulations with that.
Yes. So our educator actually goes, she used to go along and deliver workshops. Now they're doing those online. So in the past, when I actually started the business, there weren't any sort of resources available like that. You would just be given a list of items that you had to bring along.
Yep.
You didn't have any clue as to what they were. You didn't know about sizing. You didn't know why you needed so many. You didn't know what a muslin wrap was.
Mm-hmm.
So these workshops really bring all of that to life for people, and they start to actually, the reality of having the baby starts to set in. You can see it on their faces when they start learning about, what to prepare for their baby and how to swaddle. It's a really exciting time for them.
It's really incredible when you see the difference between brands that are just in it just to make money and then the brands that are in it for a real true purpose, because you do go further and extend and beyond what your sort of core offering is to ensure that you are making a difference, that you are helping and supporting families in every way, shape or form. And for example, these nesting workshops are a perfect example how an organic clothing brand can sort of, as one of your many extension offers that you have outside of your core sort of clothing brand, that you sort of go over and above to be able to support families. So I have to congratulate you on that. It's really incredible. And I understand you also have a podcast. Can you tell us about this too?
Right. That's right. So for Purebaby, it's not about just selling clothing. It's actually about how the clothing's made, the quality of the clothing, the designs, but also that incredible support that we offer in terms of education, either in store or online. So we actually really love being able to talk to our customers, to get feedback, to support them through their journey. That's really important. That obviously builds a real trust. And
Absolutely.
a lot of our customers really love to actually come into store and talk to one of our colleagues, and they do demonstrations in store with swaddling. They help you. We're not midwives, we're not doctors. We bring experts into our workshop. So we'll bring a first aid expert, an expert on skincare, doing baby massage. We'll actually have an expert on nutrition, providing that support to parents with what to give your child for their first food. So we really relish in being able to offer all of these other types of helps for customers. And we've also brought that into a podcast series that we've just recently launched. So it actually we actually bring experts in each week, and we cover topics again like first aid. We have midwives on 2 of our different episodes. We cover how to care for your baby's skin. We cover mental health. So, the changes that are going to be happening when you have a baby, how to actually support your own sense of well-being. And, we cover techniques like mindfulness. And we also have a fantastic episode that covers the body and how the body can sort of recover, how the body responds to being pregnant, and then how the body recovers after it, and things like pelvic floor. And it's a wonderfully sort of
resourceful and helpful.
Yeah, it's a really good resource, and obviously it covers all the different stages of pregnancy and when you've had the baby. So different parents will actually take different parts of it out at different times.
Depending what they need at the time.
Depending what they need. But yeah. I never had anything like that 20 years ago. I wish I had something like that. So...
but think of all the families around Australia that you're helping, and overseas, no doubt, as well. So once again, right. Congratulations on that. And a further extension of your core services, I'd love to talk about. But before we start talking about the swimwear, I just wanted to acknowledge we had published your article. And now this is and the title of it is Kids Swimwear to Meet the Demands of a Changing Climate and Environment. Now, for someone who hasn't read the article yet, can you just tell us a little bit about the article and I guess the inspiration behind it?
Yes, so the inspiration behind the article was to do with the launch of our recent recycled swimwear range. So we've actually managed to be able to secure a beautiful fabric that's actually made out of recycled water bottles.
That's incredible.
So in the past, we haven't been able to, in the past when we started the business, we were not able to use other fabrics like this. So this to us really goes to the heart of the business, to be able to actually create beautiful ranges using fabrics that are recycled out of disused water bottles.
Incredible.
Into a product and a fabric that is 50 plus UPF. It's chlorine resistant. We've done some beautiful designs. We've actually had to do a reorder on it because it's so popular. So we've had it in store and online for about 2 or 3 weeks, and Australian parents and also overseas customers have really embraced this new product range.
And how do you think, I guess, the new swimwear range reflects the needs, I guess, and the values of modern Australian parents, do you think?
I think, first of all, with our problems with our ozone layer in Australia and the amount of time that we spend outside, it's really important that you're able to get a product that is 50 plus protection. So that to me was the number one driving force, as well as the fact that the material is made using recycled fabric, recycled bottles for the fabric. So for me, from a sustainability point of view, I think that is what meets the needs of the modern customer. They're not necessarily wanting to buy products that are harmful for the environment. So this product really gives an alternative choice to parents who are looking for something that is really beautiful quality, durable, chlorine resistant when we can get out to pools again. And also, if you're lucky enough to be able to have a beach day, we actually offer products that cover the skin, protect the skin for the harsh weather in Australia. And we do sell a lot of our products overseas. So customers are really loving the fact that it conforms to the Australian standard, you know, the sizing, and also the fact that it is suitable for our climate here. So
now,
yeah, I believe it ticks all the boxes.
And I understand that it uses a fabric called Reprive. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, that's right.
Which
Yeah, so it's got a little sort of a swing tag on the products. If you're in store, you can see this. And it is a label that you should look for on our products in the shape of a bottle. So
okay,
you'll see
great.
the normal Purebaby labels, but you'll also see that that particular Reprive label attached to the clothes. And also on the website, when you're searching, all of our products are actually made using Reprive fabrics.
And do you think that the parents should be worried about the quality of clothing made from recyclable fabrics such as Reprive or not? I wouldn't think so, but I just as a general question.
No, not at all. I think it's a fantastic alternative to buying a fabric that we do need for swimwear. So we need that stretch and we need that sun protection. With our products, I guess the difference is that with the Reprive fabric, we don't, it's not treated with chemicals to make it 50 plus UPF. So it's actually the thickness of the fabric that's woven.
I was going to ask you, how does
material.
UPF rated material protect against the sun? I was going to ask you about that. So it's the thickness of the material, is it?
Yes, yeah. So other brands may actually treat the fabric, but we actually use a fabric that is thick enough to be 50 plus. So it's thick and it will protect and durable and soft, and also a fantastic choice for the environment.
And so, I mean, how do you think, I guess, the new swimwear range makes that lasting commitment to children's health and the environment, keeping, I guess, you know, everything sort of tied in together with your ethos and your mission and your vision overall?
Yes, I mean, this is just an extension of what we already do at Purebaby. So offering, we didn't offer swimwear before, and we were really keen to be able to offer the full and complete wardrobe for a child up to the age of 5. So for us, it's an extension of what we already do, and it's a choice of being able to manufacture sustainably in another product category.
And how would a parent then, I guess, know the difference between Purebaby's swimwear range and other sort of recyclable materials in the market then? How would they get to understand the difference between the two?
Apart from the beautiful designs, it will be basically the fabric that we're using on our swimwear, which is recycled. So other brands may not use recycled plastics from bottles, whereas with our production on all of our designs for our swimwear, we're actually using recycled materials.
This is, once again, congratulations on this. It is, as you said, an extension of your core business, but no doubt is going to make and is making an incredible difference. And I'd
Oh,
love
it's so exciting to be able to offer swimwear to our customers
as well. So, I mean, what does the future look like for Purebaby then?
Well, the future is really exciting. We're expanding significantly in international markets. So currently we've expanded into the UK. We have a presence in quite a few other countries as well, and we do ship to other countries. We're growing our online channel significantly, especially during this period. It's really accelerated the ability to scale the business within Australia and also into other markets.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also expanding into other categories. So not only do we offer all of our beautiful organic cotton clothing for babies and children and also premature babies, we're also looking at doing a lot of other product categories like our play range. So we've been offering beautiful beechwood teethers, and we're also developing some natural rubber teethers for babies, so that when you're looking for something to help your baby soothe when they're up in the middle of the night or during the day when they're getting their teeth, you can also choose something that's certified by GOLS, which is the equivalent of GOTS, but for natural rubber and latex products. So that just covers the supply
The goals,
chain.
did you say?
GOLS, yeah, GOLS.
Mm-hmm.
So that actually is the control union. It's a very similar process to GOTS, which is Global Organic Textile Standards, but this then applies to another category, and what it means is that we'll be able to offer products that are certified. It's actually a world first, so we are pioneering in that field too. GOLS is a new thing that I think customers will start to look for in the future in all of whenever they're buying anything that is going in their child's mouth. So.
And how do you sort of hope all of this, I guess, would contribute to your life's legacy overall? What do you hope for your life's legacy? Because what you're doing is really incredible.
Thank you again. But I do really feel that we have in the past and in the future and in the present been able to raise awareness for organic cotton and other environmental sustainability and manufacturing. And I feel that by supplying, 18 years worth of clothing to generations of children, we've been able to raise awareness so that then that puts a good amount of pressure on other businesses to also follow those sorts of principles. And yeah, I'm really excited about, I guess, the future as well. So I think that not only have we been able to change the way that people purchase for their little one, I think that in the future this is only going to kind of increase other businesses sort of the demands of the customer and increase other businesses to also look at their supply chain and their manufacturing and make sure that they're doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm. Look, thank you so much today, just for, as I said at the start, to give us the ability to have this insight, to be able to speak to the founder of a business and the heart, and the heartbeat of a business is really, really special and wonderful to be able to show parents just the passion and just the reason behind everything, and hopefully giving them the ability to support brands. Starting with Purebaby, of course, but in I guess in all aspects that are ethical in their supply chain, and just for families overall, just to make that decision to spend the time to understand, with clothing, what it's made out of, what is just the whole story and everything that we sort of are consuming in our lives and moving forward. Now, if you were to summarize, I guess, just your key messages for anyone watching and listening, what would they be?
Well, thank you very much for supporting us. And I guess my message would just be, yes, it's a really challenging and sort of difficult at times journey into parenthood, and the pressures and the lack of sleep and everything else that comes with parenting, and the responsibilities is, whilst we're doing that, definitely, look at where your products that you're buying to put on your child's skin are coming from, and think about where they're coming from and how they're made, and that's, I guess, how I would like to be, the message that I would like to get across to your listeners.
And I guess if sort of any of the families want to find out more information and or access to some of those extension services as well, whereabouts can they find you guys?
Yeah, so they can actually go onto our website and sign up for any of the webinars. Where we've got quite a big presence on social media. So jump onto our Instagram account if you've got time. And also, I guess, if you are in New South Wales or any of the other states that are still open, you can come into one of our retail stores. But yeah, you can jump online to www.purebaby.com.au, and please feel free to message us or jump on a call. We'll be really happy to speak with you and offer you support outside of buying baby clothes. We would love to hear from you and to connect with you.
Mirabai, thank you so much for everything today. You're a true inspiration and a pioneer, and it's been a great honour. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Rachel. It's been wonderful talking to you.
Wonderful. And take care, and all the very best of luck with everything in the future. You're a brand undoubtedly that I'll continue to support and advocate for everything that you do, because it is incredible. But thank you again for your time. Take care. Stay safe.
Thanks,
and we'll speak again
Rachel.
soon. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.